Welcome back to the Pac 9 show, the show where one of us is pretty stoked on their playoff options and the other one is me. We're looking at the Niners, though, versus the Washington Commanders. And I gotta say, Alex, I don't have much faith in the Commanders, but 7-6-1, fourth in the NFC East. I really need them to lose, but they have some weapons here. They have some reasons to prepare for the game, at least, right? They're one of the only teams that beat Philly this year. They dropped 32 on them in Week 10. That's not bad. That Philly's got a pretty good defense as well, and dropping 32 on them is no joke. Then we're looking at just depth chart wise. Scary Terry is one of the best wide receivers in this league. I love that guy, and he has obviously chemistry with Heineke to make him look that way. Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, they have some weapons. I'm not huge on Brian Robinson Jr. or Antonio Gibson, but especially because Brian Robinson is pretty new, right? And we still kind of need to see some more games from him. He does look like a starting running back, but your guys' rush defense last game was so good that I don't really have much to say about that. But looking at their defense, Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Kendall Fuller, those are some names.
Yeah, it's a
And
lot
I
of
think
people.
that's a lot of good people on that side. Chase Young is a pretty disruptive pass rusher. And, like, you know, Brock Purdy, well, looking great, especially for being Mr. Irrelevant. It's still kind of green. Um,
hmm
and if you guys need to rely on your run game, you guys might be just running into a wall.
Yeah, yeah, they do have. Chase Young is crazy good. So there's some people on the defense I'm a little worried about. We still haven't seen Purdy under a lot of distress, and so we'll see if that ends up happening. But I think our offensive line should be able to handle the job here, and I think the one thing I am worried about a little bit is that Washington they're a little sneaky and they
Hmm.
do have some good that game plan to beat Philadelphia. They just made sure they had the ball more time of possession. And so if they're able to do something like that, then I am a little worried. And then Heineke's he's a little shifty, a little hard to catch, so that definitely worries me a little bit in terms of people
He's just got
like.
a lot of weapons, but I think if you guys were able to disrupt Gino as hard as you did, then I think that Heineke is going to have some issues.
Yeah, and Nick Bosa, I think is trying to make a strong case for defensive player of the year, and he is just unstoppable out there. And
Mhm.
I think this should be a gettable win for sure. And on top of that, an East Coast team traveling all the way to the West Coast, usually not a good sign for the East Coast team. And so,
I
well,
mean, I'm sure they're glad right now because there's a blizzard happening across the
oh
entire
yeah, that
Midwest.
that is true. Maybe that is helping them out a little bit. Welcome to
Yeah,
California, guys.
yeah, it's summer all year.
Yeah, so
All right,
we'll have
Vegas
to.
has this game at Niners -7. What do you think about that?
I am pretty sure they're gonna win by more than 7. I think this should be a pretty big blowout in my opinion. I don't think Washington has the firepower on offense to score, and so I'm gonna say Niners are gonna win this one. Let's go with 31-13. A little palindrome action.
Race car. Yeah, last week the Niners beat the Seahawks 21-13. I actually kind of like that score again for this game. Uh Especially because there's not going to be a reason ever in this game for you guys to really just rush the ball down the field. You guys can eat up a lot of clock with Christian McCaffrey at the helm and just uh, confuse the Commanders so much on offense that they won't be able to score that many points. I just kind of
Yeah.
see that. So I'm actually just gonna say you guys run back that same score, 21-13.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, McCaffrey, I'm sure, has a little chip on his shoulder because he didn't get to the Pro Bowl. which is kind of interesting. So he's probably gonna be running pretty angry.
Well, keep your knees together. You know, don't, don't blow them out yet. All right. Well, we
Please.
will end it there. Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Pack 9 Show. Be sure to like and subscribe and watch our other videos, and we will catch you next time.